Hello, everyone. Welcome back. So today is September 14th, and we've got a balance update. So I'm just going to go over the balance changes and just give you my thoughts. So today we are burdened with glorious purpose. Let's go. Been a wild start to the season for Marvel Snap, with Loki leaping into the metagame and setting it spinning. Yes, definitely. Loki has been absolutely stomping. While we know Loki decks have been everywhere, they're one of the most popular archetypes in the history of the game, the actual performance of these decks has not been hyper concerning, as the metagame rapidly shifted to favor linear strategies that could dodge their own cards well. That's kind of true. I hit Infinite in just a couple days playing discard, which Loki decks struggle to take advantage of. So I agree with that, but it does feel like Loki and Collector with Quinjet is still a bit strong. Okay, so the Collector, I think this is a good change. Collector is pretty oppressive, so he's going from a 2-2 to a 2-0. Yeah, I mean, Collector was definitely one of the biggest problems in Loki, but I don't think this actually does too much. Because this might actually take him out of Shang range. So if he's a 2-9, you can Shang him, but now if he's a 2-8, he's still a 2-8, and you won't be able to hit him with Shang-Chi. So, I mean, that makes Shadow King a lot stronger now against him, especially with the Shadow King buffs, but I don't think this actually changes Loki decks that much. It just brings him out of Shang range, yeah. So Shadow King, this is actually a pretty huge change. He's going from a 3-3 to a 2-3. So now you won't be able to play him in Silver Surfer, which kind of hurts that deck archetype. I think that one still has a pretty good matchup into Loki, but now he's going to be so much stronger in Cerebro 3. So this is an absolutely massive buff for Shadow King. He's both like anti-Collector, and Cerebro 3 is already a very strong anti-Loki deck, just because they can't take advantage of Cerebro. So this is going to be absolutely massive. Lady Sif, let's see. Oops. So from a 3-4 to a 3-5, like I mentioned before, I hit Infinite very quickly, just playing a very default discard deck, just so I could play more fun decks after reaching Infinite. This is the exact list I hit Infinite with. She was already strong as a 3-4. With the Blade buffs and the Sif buffs, I think this deck is just going to continue rising. It's not optimized by any means. I think Absorbing Man, Wolverine, maybe even Swarm and Daken could be like potentially switched out for other things. One of those things being the new Black Cat. We'll get to that in a second. But Spider-Ham. So 2-2 on reveal, transform the leftmost card in your opponent's hand to a pig, blah, 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 to a 1-1 again. I think this is a pretty good change. I don't think he does enough to be a 2-drop, I guess. 2-drops are usually like pretty synergistic or pretty good tech options. I think that's kind of why Scorpion fell out of the meta. He's just like a solid 2-drop that disrupts your opponent, but he doesn't really have enough synergy or enough disruption. Unlike cards like Armor, which can absolutely stomp destroy decks, but then are also really good with cards like the old classic Destroyer list. Zabu's got a ton of synergy, sees a lot of play. Cloak is a synergy card, sees a lot of play. Colleen, Mysterio. Jeff is just great as like a 12th card. But then like a lot of the like least played cards don't really have a specific purpose. Like I play a lot of Black Widow, but I don't think she really necessarily like justifies the two energy slot, similar to Scorpion. So I think as a 1-1, he has much more of a home, because 1-1 is, you're seeing a lot of disruption cards already. Like Iceman's one of my favorite cards. It can absolutely hose certain strategies, so I think he definitely belongs back as a 1/1. Iceman still sees play, he's still good. So I think Spider-Ham will be more played now for sure. Last change is Black Cat from a 3/7 to a 4/9. So this is kind of interesting. I don't think you were playing her on curve almost ever. Now she gets discounted by Zabu. And, you know, interestingly enough, Ghost Rider is also a 4 cost. So you could just run her in a basic discard or Hella deck and she's fine. But you can also run her in a Ghost Rider deck with Zabu. So if you're looking for more of like you know, a control setup, you could just run a deck with we could have left a collector in there, but you could just run Disruption, Black Bolt, Moon Knight, Ghost Rider, Black Cat list with probably Helicarrier as well, and then we're already hitting Zabu with 2 of these, so we could run Shang, Enchantress, Zabu as well. Where's the cat? There he is. And then Silver Samurai, if you have him. You could also run like Leader with that guy, but you know, I don't have Silver Samurai. We're already looking at like a pretty decent deck archetype just from this. You can finish it off with like Coulson Dino or but yeah, so I think with Black Cat being a 9 power, now Ghost Rider pulling either Black Cat or Carrier just makes this way more consistent. So now I think we can see Black Cat outside of just usual, like typical Apocalypse and Hella decks, and I think she could actually see play with just a basic stats list where you just want to run huge stats for cheap. So like a 1/6, you could get a 9. So a 12 power from Ghost Rider, that's absolutely huge. Just 1 less than the Carrier, because you're not always going to be able to sift the Carrier. So it just adds a lot of consistency to this general strategy. And I think that's going to be pretty excellent. So that's all for the changes. I think Loki is going to be reeled in a bit, but I don't really think enough was changed. I think Collector's still going to be great. Shang is going to be worse. Discard was already really good into Loki, one of the most popular decks. Discard just keeps getting better and better and better. You haven't hit Infinite yet. Just play Discard. Yeah, that's it for my thoughts. Yeah, good luck, have fun. Happy snapping. Cheers.